Hey guys, how's it going? Oh boy, this right here is the game that is 100% responsible for my love of video games. I remember visiting my aunt's house, excuse me, and just seeing my cousin playing this game in their living room and just being completely glued to the TV, and like, I remember just being absolutely enamored by it, and I was just completely like suckered into like the game. And I remember, like, it was funny, like, I was so frustrated because, like, my brother and my cousin would never give me a turn to play it, but, like, my aunt ended up actually, like, seeing how much I love the game. My aunt ended up mailing me a copy of Crash 2, like, a month after the fact. And Crash 2 was actually the first game and Crash game that I played, but this is the first one I saw, and, like, the thing that made me just like a gamer for life, you know? Like, but yeah, no, I'm excited to jump into this. And yeah, I had to let the title screen sit around for a little bit so that we could see the intro cutscene there. So yeah, we gotta go save our lady friend. So I'm willing to bet I could beat this game in an hour. Like, maybe a little over an hour, around that. I don't think I'm going to be going for 100% though. I think I'm just going to do a straight shot to the end. I do plan to do Let's Plays for Crash 2 and 3, and even Crash 4. But, yeah, my plan is to just do a straight shot to the end of this one, because anyone who has tried 100% Crash 1 or has 100% Crash 1 will tell you that 100%ing this game is really freaking hard, because you have to get through every level without dying once and getting all the boxes. And yeah, as you could imagine, yeah, that's pretty hard, because this game, even by itself, like, even without the 100% completion like aspect of it, just this game in general is just one of the harder like 3D platformers that you can play. Like, there actually is an indie game called Silo Sybil, which I highly recommend, by the way, that is basically this game, but with the difficulty ramped up to like 11, and that's really saying something, because, yeah, this game's already pretty hard as it is, but Silo Sybil I loved because it felt like a game that, like, I was, like, unknowingly training for my entire life, because, like, I've played the original Crash trilogy front to back, like, at least, like, 30 times, honestly. Like, I've played the ever-living crap out of these games. Ta-da-da! Yeah, out of force of habit, like, I'm gonna try 100% levels, but I'm gonna go for the boxes. But if I end up dying in a level, I'm not gonna start over. I'm just gonna screw it and just play the rest of the level and move on. I will attempt to unlock the two secret levels with the keys that you get from the Cortex bonus levels, but yeah, I'm not gonna, if I fail on the Cortex bonus levels, I'm not gonna retry the whole level just to do it again to try to get the key. I'm just gonna wing it and just proceed forward. But I absolutely will be 100% in Crash 2 and 3 whenever I Let's Play those games. Oh man, so like, it's interesting, you know, like, I have always wanted to do Let's Plays ever since I was like 11 years old. Like, I remember stumbling across Let's Play videos back in like 2010, 2011, and like, dang it. I remember just like stumbling across them and just being like so absolutely enthused with the idea of Let's Plays. Like, I remember watching people like Nintendo Capri Sun, Scottish Duck 17, Chunka Conroy, Super Genius, Josh Jepson, like, a lot of these guys that, like, were just really charismatic, cool people that I loved watching, and I remember wanting to be a part of it so badly. Like, I remember I used to have, like, a camcorder that I would, like, do camcorder Let's Plays with, and, like, you know, I had fun with it as a kid, but, like, it was funny. I mean, I understand why my parents did this, but growing up, like, my parents did not want me posting or like making videos on the internet, and honestly, I can't really blame them. Like, when you're that young, you don't know what you're doing, and it's very easy for a kid to, you know, say stupid stuff and all that, and yeah, it's just I don't blame my parents for that, but like whenever I eventually became old enough to make my own Let's Plays, you know, it kind of sucked because I realized very quickly it is an extremely oversaturated market, you know? Like, and it's very hard to get into, and it's very, very hard to grow an audience, and for that reason, I've been, like, extremely discouraged from doing it, and I've just kind of shied away from it a bit, you know? Because, like, it seemed like an impossible market to get into, but I decided I'm just gonna do it for me now. Like, I'm just gonna have fun with it and just, you know, hope for the best. Like, if there's people who come along and end up enjoying my content, then that's great. And if not, regardless, I'm just gonna have fun playing these games and just speaking into a microphone. I don't know. Ugh, I don't know if you guys can hear my cat, but he is a talkative kitty. He's part Siamese, and his breed is known to be pretty vocal, and that's actually really cute. So I actually just ended up homing. One of my friends and his fiance actually ended up giving me their cat because my friend, unfortunately, is allergic to cats, and his fiance wanted him to, you know, go to a good home, and I don't know if you can hear them, but I ended up getting their cat with my cat, and right now they're playing and being buddies. It's pretty cute. Ugh. So, I just thought of something that's like, excuse me. I thought of something that's like kind of funny, but also really embarrassing, but, so, if this YouTuber ends up watching this, like, he might find it weird, he might find it funny, I don't know, but Scottish Duck 17 was the first Let's Player I ever watched, and like when I was a kid, I like low-key kind of looked up to him, and he had this specific brand of water that he drank called Volvic. If some of you may have heard of it, I'm pretty sure it's more common in the UK where he lives, but I remember as a kid, because I was like so inspired by him and wanting to make Let's Plays like he did, I remember like I started to also drink the same brand of water called Volvic that he did, and I don't know, it was just it's kind of weird. Like, I was younger, and for whatever reason, like I was like, I want to be like him, I want to drink Volvic like Scottish Duck, and like I think back on that now and I'm like, it's pretty cringy, but I don't know, like it was just a funny memory of mine. Like, I remember bugging my mom, like, did you find Volvic water? And it's funny because my mom would always ask me why I wanted that brand of water, and I was always too embarrassed to tell her why. And yeah. Upstream. I was trying really hard not to burp into the microphone. Oh, I've got another one coming up. Oh, excuse me. It is funny, like, I always remember, like, in a lot of Nintendo Capri Sun's old Let's Plays, like, he would burp in the microphone, and, like, part of me is like, he did it, why can't I? But at the same time, I'm like, you know what? That's part of his brand. That's not really, I don't really need, I don't know, like, probably not great to burp into the microphone. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. I don't know why I just turned into Kratos. Alright. Yeah, I'm not even bothering with the bonus levels. Oh yeah, remember when I said I was gonna try to 100% levels out of Force of Habit? I clearly have just said, forget that. I'm just doing a straight shot to the end. I don't know about you guys, but I've become pretty obsessed with LaCroix. Like, it is funny. I remember whenever, like, back whenever I still lived with my folks, like, I remember my mom would always have LaCroix in the house, and for the longest time, I remember being like, I remember trying it, just being like, this is gross. This tastes like sad soda. And, like, it's funny, because, like, as a kid, it's, like, it is interesting. Like, when you're a kid, I feel, especially, like, I feel like sometimes as an adult, we can be this way, but, like, I feel like when you're younger, you want everything to be sweet, and then you get older and you try different flavors, and, like, over time, you start to realize that, like, oh, things can taste good that aren't sweet, you know, like coffee or, like, beer, for instance. And, like, same with LaCroix. Like, I love this stuff now. Like, it's... I would rather drink it than, like, regular water. It's just a lot better to me personally, and it's just funny because, like, I just remember once upon a time, like, thinking it was, like, really gross, and now I'm like, no, I'm like, for whatever reason, like, this stuff kind of hits now. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. So, I'm curious, like, if how you guys feel about the Insane Trilogy remakes of this game and the sequels versus this game, because, like, what am I doing? Because, like, to me, like, I would rather play the PS1 versions over the Insane Trilogy, because, don't get me wrong, the Insane Trilogy, it looks beautiful, like, the graphics are amazing, but, see, Crash 1 on Insane Trilogy, I do think is objectively better. Like, the physics are better, like, Some Call Me Johnny said it perfectly when he said that Crash in this game feels like controlling a 10-ton waterlogged brick. But, like, I don't know, like, because, like, the physics in Crash 2 and 3, like, the physics are the same across all three games in the Insane Trilogy, and the biggest problem I have is every time you jump in the Insane Trilogy in 2 and 3, Crash's momentum, like, resets. Because, like, in Crash 2 and 3, like, when you would jump, your momentum carries over, and, like, you pick up speed. But every time you jump in the Insane Trilogy, like, his momentum resets, and it's, like, just, I don't know, it really bugs me. Like, it just doesn't feel as good to play to me. Hog Wild. Yeah, the Hog definitely, I would say, is probably my least favorite. Okay, let me think about that for a second. I was about to say that I think the Hog is the least fun auto-running levels out of the different auto-run levels in the Crash games. But when I think about it, I actually think that, like, controlling Polar in Crash 4, It's About Time, like, in that game, like, I'd argue he feels a little bit more unreliable to control compared to the pig in this game. But I don't think in Crash 4 it's as bad, like, if you're not going for the boxes. Like, if you're not trying to get all the boxes, like, it controls fine. But when it comes to, like, precise turning and stuff in Crash 4, like, when you do try to get the boxes, like, it's pretty ridiculous. Like, it's pretty difficult to control. And I'm pretty sure we got all the boxes. Yep. Da-da-da. Oh, man. I swear, like, as soon as it hits, like, 5 p.m., like, I get so tired anymore. And, unfortunately, it's because I found out I actually have sleep apnea. And I am currently scheduled to go see a sleep specialist and have a sleep study done to, like, because my story with sleep apnea actually is I actually 3 years ago had a sleep study and got prescribed an oral appliance in order to help treat it. And I feel like it did a good job helping me sleep better for a while, but unfortunately I've put on a bit of weight over the past 3 years, and I think that has kind of negated the effects of what the oral appliance is supposed to do. And I might, unfortunately, I have a I kind of worry I might have to use a CPAP, and that's gonna suck, because I tried using a CPAP once, and it's really hard to adjust to. Like, any of you who have sleep apnea and have tried to use a CPAP, like, I think you know, like, trying to wear that when you sleep is pretty hard to adjust to, but I think it's gonna be necessary, though, because I am tired all the time, and it is so hard for me to pull myself out of bed. Like, it's been a long time since I've woken up and felt fully rested. Like, it really has. And I miss having the energy I used to have. Cause like, I'm not that old. I shouldn't be like that tired, you know? Like, I'm only 25, so like, I think I'm a little too young to be constantly crap. Dang it. But yeah, like, I feel like, you know, it's like, yeah, especially since I heard, like, sleep apnea, if you have it, like, long-term, like, if you leave it untreated long-term, like, it can really mess you up, and I would like to avoid that. That would be most, be a good thing to do. I don't know what I'm saying. This is, like, I think, the first, like, major difficulty spike in this game, I would say. But, like, I've played this game so much, like, it's all just, like, muscle memory to me. And it's pretty funny, because, like, I have a friend who, he is pretty good at Mega Man games, which I'm honestly not very good at. And he has the hardest time with this game, but, like, with Mega Man, though, like, he's way better than bleh, can't talk. He's way better at Mega Man than I am, and yeah, vice versa with me. Like, I'm way better at this game than he is, and it's just interesting, you know, like, different games, like, people are naturally better at than others. Because, like, that's the other thing, too, is, like, there's certain types of games that, like, I've tried to get into, and, like, I like the idea of them, but, like, in practice when I play them, like, I end up not having fun just because I just, for whatever reason, struggle to be decent at them. Like Marvel Rivals, for instance, like, a lot of my friends love to play that game. But, like, when I play it, it's, like, it's fun, but, like, again, like, it's just, I constantly get picked off, and, like, that's what I like about casual multiplayer, is people aren't relying on you necessarily to, like, win. Like, it's not really a competition, like, you're just kind of having fun. Like, I would much rather, like, just have a couple buddies in the same room, playing Smash Bros, playing Street Fighter, Tekken, or, like, Mario Kart or Mario Party. You know, something like that. Whereas, like, games like Overwatch or, like, Fortnite or, like, Marvel Rivals, like, I don't know, it's like, online competitive shooters just kind of stress me out. Like, I've never been super good at them. But with that said, though, like, I've always enjoyed, like, shooter campaigns. You know, like, I love the Halo games. Like, I really like the Half-Life games. Like, I've always been, like, a big science fiction junkie. So, like, a good sci-fi shooter campaign I've always really enjoyed. Monkey. Oh crap, oh crap. Oh crap, I'm gonna die. I'm gonna die. Yep, there I go. There I go, I am Cinnamon. Yeah. It is funny, like, I take for granted just how hard this game is anymore, because, like, whenever I watch, like, some of my friends try to play this game, to them, it's, like, impossibly difficult, but when I play it, like, again, like, the muscle... My cats are going crazy. What are you guys doing? Little punks. I feel like I barely timed that. Yeah, it is interesting, too, like, when I look at this game, like, it's funny, like, I feel like visually this game is still, I feel like most people would look at this game and still be like, yeah, this is a nice looking PS1 game. Whereas, like, I feel like most people, when they look at Mario 64, you know, in comparison, like, a game that came out not long after it, they look at that game and they're like, oh wow, this kind of looks kind of like crap now. But like Crash 1, like yeah, it looks like a PS1 game, but like I still think it's a nice looking PS1 game. Like I feel like with older games, like the cartoonier a game was trying to be, the better its visuals hold up. Ripperoo. It is time to ripper you a new one. That was a terrible joke. I'll see myself out. Alright. Yeah, I actually think in this game, he's a lot more frustrating of a boss. Because, like, the timing with, like, the TNTs is a bit trickier. But, like, in Crash 2, it's like, if you've beaten him before, like, it's really boring because you just know where to stand every single time. But, oh crap, oh crap. Alright, come on, come on. Yeehaw, Crash. Yeehaw. And Ripperoo just yeed his last haw. Lost City. I do like how each of the islands kind of has like a core theme, sort of, in this game. Like, the first island is like very jungle, whereas like the second island in this game, like, there's a lot of like temple-themed levels, like a lot of like ancient ruin type levels. That's like another like video game level type that I really enjoy. Like, I've always enjoyed like levels and places and games that are like in old ancient ruins of like old civilizations and stuff. Like, you see that type of thing all the time in, like, JRPGs. Like, I don't know, that's just something I always found neat. And if we jump right here, there is an Aku Aku. And spin the Lizardo. My nose itches, I'm gonna die. Oh boy. Time for some precision timing. I don't know why, but I always thought these platforms here kind of looked like pieces of like gum. Because I remember when I was younger, like, my mom used to always carry around, like, packs of, like, cinnamon-flavored Orbit gum. And, like, I always thought that these platforms that jut out kind of vaguely resemble, like, those pieces of gum. I remember, like, when I was a kid, like, I always thought, like, that, but this right here, where I'm jumping right here, I always thought that particular, like, tiki face was, like, kind of creepy looking. Like, that one in particular, like, always kind of creeped me out when I was younger. And, like, I don't know why, too. Like, unfortunately, well, I don't know if unfortunately is the right word, but, like, the game over screen, I don't think you're gonna see me ever have pop up during this playthrough, but, like, that game over screen when I was a kid always used to scare me. Like, the intensity of it, and even just the way the letters looked, like, were even somehow scary to me when I was younger. Like, I remember I would quickly press, like, continue as fast as possible before the letters would jumble out. Like, before they would be, like, in your face like that. Because, like, I don't know why, but when I was younger, like, I found that scary. And you gotta love that detail of, like, Cortex's castle in the distance, like, kind of giving you, like, a sense of progress in the game. Like, you're inching ever so closer towards it. Alright, this headset's making my ears warm. I don't know why, I have this weird thing where, like, like this headset in particular, like if I wear them too long, like I kind of overheat and like I start to get a headache. Like I don't know, it's really strange. Like I don't know if it's like a heat sensitivity thing or what, but like that's always kind of happened with me whenever I've worn them. Bump, 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 bump. Out of here, sneaky. Yeah, I always really liked these levels too. Like these ones are cool. Like I think they really botched the remixed music for these levels in the Insane Trilogy. Like it sounds way too like upbeat and like happy because like these levels were always supposed to have like a foreboding like scary vibe to them. But like in the Insane Trilogy though, like it has like this upbeat like background sound added to it that like makes it the tone of it completely different. And I don't know, I feel like it just totally missed the point of like what this music in this level was trying to like convey. I also like remember is it dang it, I timed that bad. I was about to say is I remember when I was growing up, like when I was little, like I used to call, I don't know why, but I used to call Aku Aku Ugada Bugada. And I think it's because like when I was younger, like whenever you would like break him out of a box, like that's what I thought it sounded like he was saying. But it's kind of weird because like I called him Ugada Bugada when really I think it more likely sounds like he's just saying Ugada. And for whatever reason when I was younger, I would add like an extra syllable to that. I don't know. Weird little childhood thingies. Yeah, I'm pretty sure we'll max out our lives, like, before we get to the end of this game. Oh, I'm not kidding. Like, just out of force of habit, I ended up 100%ing this level, and I wasn't even actually trying to, but... Well, I think it's because, like, in this game, like, most of the boxes are pretty hanging in, like, plain sight, minus that one part where there's, like, that invisible, like, walkway, if you kind of walk into oblivion. But yeah, it's so funny, like, again, like, I've played this game so much that, like, I kind of forget that, like, oh, that's actually kind of a hidden secret, like, where those boxes are off to the left where there's, like, that invisible path. Because, like, that reminds me, too, because, like, the other day I was watching a video by Internet Pit Stop. Really cool dude, by the way. Highly recommend his videos. But he has a video talking about, like, secrets in video games, and his first example he talks about is the secret slide through, like, that window in Peach's Castle in Mario 64. And, like, that's another thing that's become, like, just such a what do you want to call it, like a given to me, that like I've always known that my entire life, so like it never really, like, I never really thought of it as a secret, but like watching that video I'm like, oh yeah, I guess yeah, at one point that was like a big deal when you first do that. It's like, oh wow, you can go through this, but anymore it's like it's just so automatic every time I play. It's so automatic every time like I play that game, you know, like it don't really think of it that way, but it's like, yeah, that was like, that is something I wish I could remember. Like, there's some games I can remember like distinctly how I felt playing them the first time when I was younger, and then there's other games where like it's kind of like foggy when I try to think back of like how I felt the first time playing it. Like this game I remember because, like, again, like I said, when I was younger I played Crash 2 first because my aunt mailed me a copy of that game. And then I eventually went back and played this one, and like I remember distinctly when I first played this game, like how I felt, because like this game felt like such a what do you want to call it? It felt like such a like big deal to me, I guess, because like I had only saw it played that one, like, 'cause you have to remember, when I was real younger, like, there really wasn't YouTube. Like, I'm an early 2000s kid. Like, I was born in 1999, and, like, my love of retro stuff is because I had older brothers who passed down a lot of retro stuff to me. But, like, you have to remember, like, when I was real young, like, there was no way to, like, just look up a YouTube video of a game that I remember seeing when I was really young. So I remember, like, when I finally got a hold of Crash 1 after, like, a couple years of not playing it, and I finally played this for the first time after playing Crash 2, I remember it was, like, a huge deal to me, because, like, you know, like, it was more special. Like, you couldn't just watch a playthrough of it on YouTube. Like, you had to actually, like, have the game, you know? And, like, finally getting a hold of it, because when I was little, this was the first game I ever saw, and I remember just, like, just thinking back on seeing it for the first time when I was younger, and, like, finally actually playing it was, like, a big deal, because it was, like, such a formative game seeing it when I was watching my cousin play it, you know? Like, another game that was like that for me was, it's kind of funny, like, was, Jak 2, Jak and Daxter 2, because, like, when I was younger, that was also the first Jak game that I saw and played, and I remember being young, my dad at the time was just like, oh, this game has guns in it, I don't want you playing games having guns, and it was, like, a forbidden game for so long when I was younger, and I was like, no! But I remember in, like, 2008, my older brother finally was like, he decided to get the game on his own with his own money, and I remember when he brought it home, I finally got to play it after years of, like, remembering what it was like when I was, like, real little, and, like, finally getting to play through the whole thing. Like, that was another game that was, like a huge deal to me, like, finally getting to play it. But it is kind of funny, because, like, in hindsight, like, when you think of Jak 2, like, it's really not, I don't think anyone would consider it a very violent game. But, like, I get it, though. Like, when you're young like that, like, I can understand why a parent wouldn't want their young little kid, like, you know, playing games with guns and stuff. Oh. Alright, got her. Oh, I thought I missed the Aku Aku, but I did not. Alright, forget it. Holy crap, I did not think I was going to survive that. Why, shoot my dog and call me Sally. I remember a long time ago, me and my best friend were doing a race to see who could beat the first Ratchet and Clank before, like, first. I remember, like, my friend made this joke, like, there's that line I just said, like, shoot my dog and call me Sally. There's a part in the first Ratchet and Clank where Clank, like, helps this guy fix his drill. I think he, like, punches it, and that's what the guy says to him. And I remember, like, my friend was saying, like, hey, what if the objective for this level was literally shoot his dog and call him Sally? and this was a long time ago, but I remember, like, when he said that, we thought that was, like, the funniest thing ever. Ooh, boy. Alright. Cinnamon-flavored gum platforms. Lead the way. I feel like they made these platforms, like these teeter-tottery platforms here, like, I feel like they made them a little easier, because, like, if I remember correctly in the Insane Trilogy, like, there's not gaps on it like there is now in the original game. Ah, dang it, I spun away our cuckoo mask. Ooh, gee, oh, wow, 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 wee, wee, whoa, whoa. I swear that cough wasn't forced. Making those noises legitimately started to, like, mess with my throat. Alright, come on over here, Dino guy. Alright, got our mask. Alright, got our Cortex token. Yeah, you get 3 of those. You get taken to a super secret, super hard bonus stage, and if you win, you get a key. Ooh! I was not paying attention. I was about to say, if... What the heck, I'm having like a huge brain fart all of a sudden. Come on, brain. Okay, I remember now. If you get all of those tokens, you unlock an extra secret level. And that extra secret level for this island is an extra hog riding level. Ah, dang it. Let's try that again. Why? Okay, never. I could have just went ahead, but oh well. Oh my gosh. I would argue this is actually either, I think most people would agree, either this or Slippery Climb is the hardest level in the game. Like, this level, more than anything, this level is just really long. Like, it just takes a while. Come on. Come on. Alright, third Cortex token right here. And here we go. Hopefully I don't screwdoodle this, because these bonus levels are pretty hard. Like, if you don't know what you're doing like that, you can really mess this up and have a no good, awful, very bad day. But I did it. The second one, the second Cortex bonus stage in particular, is pretty stinking hard. Like, that one's hard, but like the second one is exceptionally difficult. Alright, we're skipping the Tana stages because we don't need them. And we're not worried about 100%. We're just booking it to the end. Come on. There we go. And that one. Alright. We are so close. Upsy daisy, upsy daisy. Alright. Skadoosh. Kaboom. Boom. We did it. And, alright, let's go ahead and do Whole Hog. Man, I really do wonder, like, for those of you who follow, like, updates of, like, Crash Bandicoot and stuff, like, I really do wonder, like, when the heck we're gonna get another Crash game, because, like, that is something that genuinely bothers me a lot, is how we unfortunately live in a time where it doesn't matter to big companies, if a game makes money, they're more focused on what game makes all the money, you know? And, like, because of that, a lot of times, like, despite a game selling reasonably well, like Crash 4, like, it doesn't matter to them. Like, they're so fixated, big companies are so fixated on, like, the most mass appeal, highly profitable thing that, like, a lot of, like, opportunities for sequels to, like, beloved franchises like Crash end up getting pushed back, you know? And, like, I would love to see what a new Crash would be. Like, I think the next Crash game, this might be a bit of a hot take. I mean, we've had, like, a bunch of, like, hallway level games, right? So, like, I think at this point, it wouldn't hurt to do, like, more of, like, a bit more of, like, an open-ended, like, style Crash game, you know? Dang it. Like, I don't know, like, maybe something a little more similar to, like, maybe, like, a Mario 64 style thing. Like, I don't know, I don't think it would hurt to, like, put Crash in that type of environment, like, where it's, like, a bit more exploration-based, less, like, up. I think I think Crash could work in that type of setting. But, like, I think about, because something I think about is, like, it'd be cool to see Crash do a game like that for the first time. But then I think about with, like, Spyro, you know, because, like, I love Spyro almost as much as I love Crash, and Spyro's always been that style of game, but imagine what, like, a brand new Spyro game with, like, the technology we have now, like, could do. You know what I mean? Like, because, like, I look at a game like Astrobot, and I'm like, that game showed there is still so much you can do with a 3D platformer. Like, it really bugs me that, like, we don't see more big budget games like that. Like, every now and then we get some. Like, every now and then we get, like, a Psychonauts 2 or something. But, like, anymore, like, unless it's, like, a Mario or a Sonic, like, you don't see too many. You really don't see, like, too many big budget, like, 3D platformers anymore, you know? Like, they've mostly been reduced to, like, indie stuff. Which is fine, but, you know, it's too bad, you know? You really wish you could get more of these kind of games like we used to. Heavy machinery. Alright. Man, I will say, I really do like how much more, like, in Crash 1 compared to, like, 2 and 3, like, I like how this game doesn't reuse as many level themes as, like, 2 and 3 do. Like, 2 and 3 will reuse some of the same level themes, like, wow. Crash 2 and 3 will reuse some of the same level themes, like, sometimes, like, 3, and sometimes even, like, 4 different, like, times they'll use the same level theme for a level. But in Crash 1, like, I don't think they ever do the same level theme more than twice, and I feel like I kind of wish they did that, you know, across the whole trilogy. Because, like, in Crash 1, like, especially, like, towards the end, like, there are some really cool, like, level themes that they do. Because, like, one thing I remember as a kid that always bugged me was how Crash 1, like, Cortex is, like, the closer you got to Cortex, the more the levels kind of became, like, more, like, laboratory, technology, science-y type stuff, you know? And then, like, in Crash 2, like, it kind of did that, but there was only, like, 2 level themes that represented, like, the type of levels that signaled you were at the end game towards Cortex. Like, you had, like, the 2D side-scrolling, like, factory-esque sort of levels, kind of like this, and you had the jetpack levels, and that was basically it, you know? But in this game, it's like, there's such a wide variety of, like, cool, interesting, like, technologically driven laboratory type levels, you know? Like, you have this, and, like, as we get further into the island, like, you'll see what I'm talking about if you haven't played this game before. Like, there's a very cool, fun variety of different, like, sci-fi type level themes that throughout the last island. Alright. Oop. Come on, Vince, stop. Okay, get up top, and there we go. Alright, come on. Watch out for the venti vents. It's not... Actually, no, why am I saying that? It really doesn't matter, because we got invincibility with the cuckoo mask, so it doesn't really matter. But yeah, I am, like, just straight beelining to the end. Like, I could do, like, the embryo bonus stages and stuff, but, like, I'm basically just trying to book it. Like, I almost never, unless I'm playing the Insane Trilogy version, I do not bother 100% in Crash 1. Like, it is just way too agonizingly frustrating and patience heavy. Oh man, this is without a doubt probably the hardest leveled 100% in OG Crash 1, because like you have to like, you'll see, like in this level there's like branching pathways and it's really easy to like kind of like forget where you've already been when it comes to like trying to like backtrack and get boxes that you missed and stuff, and like it's an absolute nightmare trying 100% this level. But we're not doing that, so yeah, who cares? Maybe one of these days I would actually love to try a challenge in this game one day of 100%ing the game and, like, not dying once. Like, I think if I just completely locked in and just didn't do commentary at all, I think with enough concentration I just might be able to do it. But it would be quite an undertaking. But yeah, quite a few boxes we skipped. Generator room. This is one of my favorite levels because it's like the atmosphere in this level is just unlike anything else in the game. Like just I'm just gonna shut up. Just listen to this for a little bit. Like, this level, like, for a platformer, like, this level is pretty dang foreboding and, like, creepy. Like, between, like, just the black void in the distance and, like, the suspenseful, eerie music and, like, you have those, like, monitors of Cortex, like, watching you, like, excuse me. Like, it's pretty, pretty eerie. Like, especially this part. Like that part of the music right there, it's like, it like borders on like horror movie type soundtrack sound, you know? Alright. And what's this here? Safety first. CEO Pinstripe Potoroti, I think that says. A little bit of foreshadowing for the upcoming boss fight soon. By the way, I'm having myself right here It's called Berry Monkey. Like it's a pretty tasty sour, I must say. Oh boy, this is probably the most hallway-like level in the game. Like when people talk about like Crash Bandicoot level design, like a lot of people love to call it like the levels like hallway levels, but like this is the one that to me has the most, because like you're literally like there's no like going left or right. Like it's just you're just going forward the entire time. Like it's a literal straight shot. Alright. And like, the characters in like these enemies and stuff, and like Pinstripe, the upcoming boss fight, like they always reminded me of like the Aardman animation movie, Flushed Away, where like all the characters are like rodents and rats and stuff. Like, I don't know, it always gave me like that sort of vibe. Like I remember watching that movie when I was younger and like thinking it reminded me of these enemies and Pinstripe in this game. Alright, and next up, Pinstripe himself. He is... I gotta say, I'm not... That is probably my least favorite thing in Crash games, is the boss fights. Like, I don't know, I feel like just in general, like, Crash Bandicoot boss fights are very okay. Like, Crash levels are a ton of fun. Like, the actual levels you play are a great time. But, I don't know, the boss fights, to me, it's like, especially, like, if you've played them before, like, I never look forward to the boss fights. I'm always just ready to, like, just get through them and just get back to the levels, you know? Like, I think it's because, like, you know what's funny? When I think about... Ah, crap. When I think about the reason why I'm not crazy about Crash Bandicoot boss fights, it's honestly kind of the same reasoning that Aaron uses in his sequelitis video about Ocarina of Time versus Link to the Past. Like, most Crash Bandicoot bosses are just a giant waiting game. Like, it's not like, I don't know, like, they're not that bad. I don't hate them by any means, but like, I don't know, they're meh. Like, I think, like, the boss fights in, like, the Spyro games and, like, Ripto's Rage and Year of the Dragon are much more engaging, interesting boss fights. Doo-doo-doo. Hello, Hog. 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 That was an extremely obscure Drake and Josh reference. Like, that's one of those ones where, like, unless you've seen that exact episode and you know, like the tone in which I said that, like, is extremely context sensitive to, like, this one specific part in this one Drake and Josh episode, and it's, like, very much a, like, if you know, you know type of thing. Alright. Ah! Ah! Come on, come at me. Alright, there we go. It's funny, a lot of people love to, like, say how much they hate these, like, bridge levels. Like, I actually really like these levels. Like, I don't know, they just have a cool vibe and feel to them, to me. Like, a big part of it, I think, is just, like, seeing, like, Cortex's castle in the distance. Like, I don't know, like, little details like that, like, are just really neat to me and, like, go a long way. Oop. So, I have this interesting thing that I always did with video games when I was younger, and it's again, it's another one of those things where it's like it's kind of cringy, but like, you know, you're a kid. Kids are always going to do cringy stuff, but like something that I remember I used to do whenever I would play games and I would get stuck on certain parts of them is I remember I would like I'm trying to think about how to explain this. What I used to do is I would like I would like create scenes, like headcanon scenes of the villain that we're like trying to like get to in a game. Like I would think about like Cortex and like what he's currently doing at this moment in time on our way trying to get through this level, and I would like kind of like voice my own scenes of like what they're doing while we're doing this. And like I remember too, like when I was younger, if there was like a sequel to a game that I was looking forward to getting and playing, but I wasn't able to get it right away. Because, you know, when you're a kid, like, you're pretty much at the mercy of your parents, like, getting you games. So I remember when I would beat, like, I remember when I was younger and I was, like, really into the Donkey Kong Country games. I remember being excited to eventually play DK64. And I remember while I was waiting to eventually get a copy of DK64, I would, like, voice out loud like my own headcanon of like what King K. Rool was doing in between like DKC3 and 64. Like I used to create like my own headcanon scenes and like I don't know, it's kind of funny. Like it's a I kind of overreacted there. But yeah, like I remember doing that and like I don't know, it's just kind of a cringy yet like sort of fun memory of mine that I have of like doing that when I was a kid. Alright. Yeah, and a lot of people consider this to be the hardest level in the game, and I think I said earlier, like, I would say either this or Sunset Vista are the two hardest levels in the game. Like, Sunset Vista is longer, but I do think that, excuse me. I do think that like this level itself is harder, but like Sunset Vista, I do think is a bit longer of an endurance test. Because Sunset Vista has, like, 3, like, layers to it. Like, there's, like, the bottom part, a middle part, and then, like, the third part, like, up top. Whereas, like, this level, by comparison, only has, like, a bottom and a top. Like, there isn't really, like, a middle part, really. There isn't, like, a middle part where you're going horizontally like this. Like, the same way you do up top and at the bottom. Now, coming up here is one of my favorite levels. Lights Out. Like, the atmosphere in this level... Like, I'm just gonna be quiet for a little bit and just let you, like, take it in for a minute before I explain. This level, the reason why I really like this level is between like the music and the atmosphere of this level to me feels very reminiscent of like playing hide and go seek tag with your friends at night. Like I remember that's the thing I used to do with my friends all the time when I was younger is like we'd play hide and go seek tag like outside in my parents' backyard. And like I don't know, like this level just has like that vibe to me. Crap, crap, crap. We're in trouble. Okay, I can see just a little bit. Oh my lord, oh, I was almost positive I was gonna make that, but I did not. Ooh. Thought that wasn't gonna make that, but I did. Alright, please don't chop me in half. We got some very chunky rats. And there's the end. Now this level next coming up has the second and last Dr. Cortex bonus round that will unlock the final secret level in the game. And I said earlier, it's pretty hard, and I'm gonna do my darndest to beat it, but if I mess it up, I'm not going through it all again for that. That was something that was really nice that they did in the Insane Trilogy, is like if you messed up a bonus round, like you could just try again. Like you didn't have to start the whole level over again. Like it was definitely a lot more forgiving. Do 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 do. Yeah, like these fires, like this fire here, for instance. Look at these fires made me think. Like, I remember the exact moment that when I learned the hard way as a kid that like, hey, you shouldn't touch hot stuff. Like, I remember exactly what it was. Like, I remember what my mom was cooking, but she. Oh, that was a really dumb death, but oh well. I remember my mom was, she was cooking something on her stove when I was a kid, and I remember just, like, seeing, like, the part of the stove turn red. And I remember just looking at it as a kid, and for some reason, like, I remember, like, I think this is a similar story for a lot of kids, but, like, I remember just seeing it being red, and just for some reason feeling the urge to touch it. But, like, I'm pretty sure my mom, like any good parent would do, told me, hey, by the way, that's hot. Like, that'll hurt if you touch it, so don't touch it. And I went ahead and touched it, and I remember exactly, I remember exactly how I felt. Like, I remember I put my pointer finger on it, and, like, I had, like, it wasn't, like, a horrible burn, because, like, as soon as I touched it, I immediately, like, retracted my hand. But, like, I remember... I don't know why, like, I do remember that exact moment whenever, like, No! Well. Oh well. Okay, I guess we're not doing the last secret level. Do. Alright. Don't crush me, please. Open sesame. Thank you. And there we go. Castle machinery. So, right here... I have always, so like, if you get the green gem, there's like a shortcut that'll take you straight to the end over there. But like, I have always wondered if anyone has ever, out of sheer luck, by like just a pixel, managed to clear that gap and beat the level like early without the green gem. Because like, I can't help but feel like somewhat that at some point, like, there's like a slight, what am I trying to say? Like I feel like there has to be something that, like, can be cleared just barely if your timing is, like, completely perfect. Something interesting, like, I've never heard anyone else point this out, but, like, I am pretty sure, so this enemy right here, like, these weird, like, orby things that we spin away, like, I am pretty sure in Crash 2, like, you know in Crash 2 when, like, Cortex talks to you on his holograms, I am pretty sure that enemy is the thing projecting those holograms. And I guess it makes sense, because it does kind of almost look like a camera. Like it has like a camera lens like jutting out of it. But yeah, that enemy there that like I just spun, like I'm almost positive like that it's the same thing. Oh, and the camera's not following me. Yeah, and these enemies also right here, like they reappear in they come back in Crash 2 in like the jungle levels at light time where you have the firefly like lighting your path. Like those enemies come back, but like they're a little bit different. Like I think their lighting's different. Like I think they have like almost like a purplish lighting instead. Alright, we are nearly there. Let's not screw this up. And here we go. Now this boss fight coming up, like this to me is probably the most memorable boss fight in the game. Because like, you'll see, there like the second half of this boss fight has like, if you've played this game, you know what I'm talking about. Like, I remember as a kid, when the thing that happens, that if you've played this game before, that you know happens, like, I remember as a kid, like, it completely catching me off guard. I remember panicking, being like, holy crap, what do I do? Ah, crap. Banny. Come on, Dr. Nitrous Brew. Alright. This music, too, like, is, like, pretty dang epic. Like, for, like, a cartoony platformer, like, this music is pretty... kind of slaps. But yeah, this part right here, like, I remember as a kid just being like, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. But, like, since I've beaten it a million times, like, I just... do it like it's nothing like that. The lab. I also remember, like, this is one of those levels where if you leave the title screen alone for like a really long time, like one of like the demos that the game shows, like this is one of the levels. I remember like seeing this level, and I remember like when I was a kid, like playing this for the first time, seeing that, and just being like, oh man, this level looks so cool. I really, really want to get to it. And little did I... Alrighty then. And little did I know that this is actually like pretty much the final level of the game. I'm telling you, the Let's Play curse is real. Because I tell you, like, normally when I play this game, I do not make the same mistakes that I've been making. But I mean, yeah. Dividing your attention with commentary, I guess, makes you a little less proficient. So, next time we come across another one of those scientist enemies, I actually used to do, the way I used to get around those enemies was a complete unintended way that the game never means for you to do it. Like, I'll show you what I'm talking about when we get to one again. Like, not this guy, but talk about the guys with the shocky hands. Like, I remember... One sec. I used to do this. I would, like, jump around him and just be like, nope, see ya. And, like, I guess that is a way you can do it, but I'm pretty sure that was, like, an oversight that the developers didn't realize you could do. And... Alright, final boss time. I actually really have to pee, but I'll be able to finish this pretty quickly, so I'll be okay. Alright, now this level, if you get all the gems, there's like an alternate ending to the game, but we did not get all the gems, and it's funny actually, compared to Crash 2 and 3, and even Crash 4, excuse me, the 100% ending is actually not, at least I'm pretty sure, is not the canon ending. Whereas in Crash 2, 3, and 4, getting 100% is actually get you the true ending. Because, like, if you get 100% in this game, like, Crash and Tana basically just peace out and, like, leave this place behind. But, like, if you play Crash 2 and you know the way Crash 2 begins, like, Crash 2 begins with you beating this boss and Cortex falling down below. So it basically implies that the 100% ending is not canon. Alright. Shooting super fast isn't going to make a difference. And, alright, come on. Shoot me again, see what happens. Boom. And there you have it, guys. That is Crash 1. But yeah, guys, thanks for, if you stuck around, thanks for sticking around, and this is fun. I plan to do a bunch of other Let's Plays, and I think I'm going to try to stick to it, you know, like, even if I don't end up acquiring a massive following, I should just do it for me, you know, like, I enjoy doing this, and if people stick around for it, like, that's really cool, and I'd love to share my love of gaming with you all, if you happen to stumble across my stuff, but... No, guys, yeah, this game is... Yeah, this game is responsible for my love of gaming, and I love it to this day. But I'm going to end it off with, I'll catch you guys in the next one, because I really got to pee. See you guys.